Welcome to Sign New with JW. This is Sign New number 22, time management. So the profession that I'm in is a very time-consuming one, and I learned at an early age that you either understand what time management is and how to apply it, or you get sucked up and left behind because you don't know what it is, and you sure don't know what it is to apply it or how to apply it. So rule number one of anything when it comes to time management is don't waste it. If you have 24 hours in a day, you have just as many hours in a day than the most successful individual in the world. So the least successful individual in the world and the most successful individual in the world have the same amount of time. We all have 24. Nobody has, invented the time machine that I know of at least to take you back and to get a few more hours out of the day or years, etc. However, what you do with that 24 hours and how you apply that 24 hours really is going to go ahead and set you apart from the individuals that are not successful and the individuals that are successful. So let's take that normal 24 hours. How many hours of that day do you sleep? And if you're like, well, I get, the normal 8 hours of sleep a night, well, then guess what? You're only working with 16 hours within that day. And it's like, okay, then how many hours do you eat? Maybe a couple hours. Well, now we're down to 14 hours. Okay? Well, what else do you do? Do you do all 14 of those hours? Are they at work or some type of, capacity? Let's say that 10 hours are out of that. You work a 10-hour day. All right, so what are you doing with that extra 4 hours if you had, another 14 hours? So individuals don't look at, hey, well, I'm technically, if I have 4 more hours, what am I doing with it? Oh, crap. Maybe I'm wasting those 4 hours. So you have to go ahead and look at that day just like anything else, like bills and if you're budgeting, whatever. You have to budget your time appropriately to get that 24 hours and get the most out of that 24 hours. So really what you should be doing, and I know it sounds horrible, but you should be working at what you want to do, the goal that you have, 16 to 18 hours a day. Now, I understand right away, they're like, a lot of people are like, well, I work 8 hours of that day. And that's great. Work that 8 hours. However, if you're working 16 to 18 hours, you have another 8 hours or another 10 hours before it's night time. So what are you doing with that extra 8 or 10 hours if all you do is work just a regular 8-hour day? And if it's like, well, I work 8 hours and I sleep 8 hours, okay, once again, that's 16 hours. And I'm not great at math, but you're still missing another 8. So what are you doing with that other 8 hours of the day? And if you're not applying that to something to become successful, well, you're not managing your time very well. And you're not going to get to where you want to get. If you do not understand what time management is in any profession, it's going to be very evident to those around you that you don't know how to manage it. So there are a lot of things that have to get done on a normal day in my life. And I have to go ahead and I have to break those up. And I have a very strict routine so I can manage the time properly. So no matter what time I wake up, I start that day then. Then I have until, right around 11 where I know I'm going to lunch on a normal day. Unless, there's something that pops up, some type of meeting, some type of, class that I have to go to, whatever it may be. So I know that right then and there at 11. And then usually around 1, I have to go ahead and be back doing what I'm supposed to for work. So although a 2-hour lunch might seem excessive, it's only excessive because what me, and a lot of individuals that are in my profession do. And that's go to the gym during lunch. So we go to the gym during lunch, so you have, some time on the front, some time on the back to, get there, change, and then go ahead and shower and then change back. So it's not like I'm going home and just sitting around for 2 hours from 11 to 1. So I have that lunch that I go and I hit the gym. So that's me time. However, in my profession, luckily, me time is forced upon us in regards to the gym. Where to go to the gym, we're supposed to be healthy, we're supposed to be active, we're supposed to be, fit individuals. So it works out for me. Now I understand it doesn't work out for everybody, but it works out for me. And then, at 1, I have to be back at, work. And depending on what time the first meeting is, or the first thing that I have to get accomplished, that time might adjust. I might have to cut into my lunch time a little bit on the front end or the back end. But I know that and I understand that. So I know what I have to work with by the time I get to work every single day. And I know that maybe that lunch is, adjusted. So let's say a normal without adjustment, I have to get back at 1. So the day doesn't end no matter what, usually before 5 for the regular work day. So I get back at 1 and I have meetings, I have different things that I have to get accomplished. And then at 5, really, if other people are starting to take off, then, that's kind of the QA. All right, well, now we can go ahead and move from where we're at. However, there are many days that many of us stay there because we have things that we have to accomplish. We're paid off a salary, so we don't work the 9-to-5 job and get paid for the 9-to-5 hour. We get paid on salary, so therefore we work based off of what we need to accomplish and what those that are above us, our bosses, or the CEOs of the company want to go ahead and happen. And at the same time, what we need to do to make sure that our employees are taken care of. So we might see that everyone else is leaving at 5, but it's not your time. However, a lot of the time, you might leave at 6 or 7, sometimes 8, and then like I said, a couple weeks ago, there's days where you have to do a 24-hour shift and you work that full 24 hours, and then you might get a half day the next day, or you might have to work another 10 to 16 hour day, depending on what needs to be accomplished. However, the time from the very beginning to the end, I understand what has to be done. And when I'm done with work, I'm not done with working. So I get home and there are certain things that have to be accomplished right then and there. So first thing first, I try to accomplish is family time. So family time, children, wife, family time. And although I wish that family time might be more, I understand that at a point I have to cut it off because I still have other things that I need to get accomplished. So I very strict schedule, like I said, and I get that done. Then after family time is done and my son is, asleep, then it's now work time for homework, schoolwork. What do I need to get done? And throughout the week, I have certain days that I have to get certain things that, accomplished. And if they go uninterrupted, I'm able to accomplish that. By Friday, I accomplish all of my homework, and then I use the weekends for more bigger projects that I need, more hours in the day to get accomplished. However, just because I put in, say, I get home, let's use I get home at 5, and then by 8, I'm done with family time, dinner, kid is finally asleep, those 3 hours there. Now 8 happens, well 8 to 10 is now homework time. Okay, well what am I doing from 10 till I go to bed? And those are usually, videos like this, I have to upload them, put them onto Facebook, put them onto YouTube, try to, put it out there for individuals to watch the content, however it may be. This video has been going for 8.5 minutes. I've already done about 15 of them just because the other 14 sucked. So I know what I have to do, and I know the time that it takes me to go ahead and accomplish it. However, if it isn't good, I know that I have to go ahead and create one that is. So however long it takes, it takes. Then after I finally complete that and I get this uploaded and I get it out there for the viewer to watch, what else has to be done? Are there other things that have to be accomplished? Laundry, getting ready for the next day's work. There's certain things that, like tomorrow, right now I was setting out stuff before I started this to get ready for tomorrow. So therefore, I waste less time getting prepared for tomorrow. So there's all these different things that, get thrown at you. But if you look at it and you budget that time just like you would your bills, and you map it out throughout the day, and I'm not talking about like throughout the day that morning of, but prior to, you map it out and you have that good routine and you have that good system, you're going to get more time to accomplish what you need to accomplish than kind of just, shooting it from the hip and seeing where things land. Looking at it like, wow, well, I wasted an hour there, or I wasted an hour there. You're able to go ahead and ensure that you do not waste time. And with that, then that kind of flows over into your normal work day. And I look at it like there's certain things that I have to get done, and there's certain things that I start off the day with. There's certain things that I know that are going to take me less time, take me a longer time. There's certain meetings that I have to go to that I know that are kind of unpredictable, and what I think might be an hour, I plan for 2. So therefore, every single hour that I spend is spending it in a way that I know will lead to some type of success, some type of completion. I don't sit around and wait for that time to just kind of happen, because if I do, then that 16 to 18 hours is going to equal not success compared to 16 to 18 hours that I put in a day equaling some type of success. And overall, that success is really, did I manage my time properly and did I apply it properly? So I know at the end of the day, no matter what, there was no time wasted. And I know it and I understand that tomorrow's not guaranteed. So therefore, every day or every hour that I waste is not going to get me closer to success. It actually might get me further away from it. So if you look at time management and you really understand it and you really get a grasp for it and you can apply it, at the end of the day, that your time management will equal success. It's up to you, however, to figure out what works best for you within that and how to properly manage your time. Until my next video, thanks for watching. Decide New number 22, time management.